Okay, we're good. So on the carb depletion days, you only get, for my bracket, which will probably be B, you're only going to get no fruit on those days, only one carb, no healthy fat, no orange. You're only eating vegetables, protein, one carb, and 5 teaspoons. So like most of it are like a protein and a veggie, a protein and a veggie, a protein, like you just constantly, but not every day for the 3 weeks. It's like alternating. So you do 2 carb depletion days and 1 carb day. 2 carb depletion, 1 carb. And it goes in that kind of cycle. They give you like a calendar. So it shows you. Because if I had to do that every day for 3 weeks, I'd never be able to do it.
Right, but where is your energy food? Aren't the carbs what give you energy?
Yeah, you get one. You get one. You get no fruit, so you don't get anything there.
They did mention that because, like you're saying, for energy, they do recommend that you use coconut oil because I guess it does have a little bit higher, I don't know what it would be, that would be the energy, but she did mention that because you're not having the carbs and the fruit, you do need that energy, and to make sure you're also having like certain vegetables that have more water and fiber in them.
And protein gives you energy. It's a different source of energy. So it's going to go more into burning why it's more the fat. Protein, you're hitting more of that particular type of storage of energy than glucose, which is what the actual carbs are.
Oh, that's great. Good info.
You're so smart. And ladies, I didn't do the post. I'm going to do it today. But Sam is joining us. Sam is part of our larger coaching group that we're in. But she's going to start coaching actively in our group also. So you'll see Sam. She's also my accountability partner that I work out with every night whenever I do. She lives in Boston, but she's a coach also. So she's going to be joining us. You'll see her in there. So
yeah. Cool. I'm so excited.
Hi, Sam. So nice to see you.
All right, so I'm gonna kind of like
that's my mama, in case you haven't figured that out, by the way.
Oh yeah,
I see her mom on FaceTime all the time, like when we're doing our Zoom calls, if her mom calls her, so her mom knows who I am, so now you know Sam, mommy.
All right, so they only give one sample of like she lays it out, but in this sample there's 2 carbs. So I'm going to I think what I'm going to do is just come up with like 5 different proteins to make and like just keep it simple, like not necessarily do recipes. You know what I mean? Or like do simple recipes because I feel like I'm going to be eating so much protein. Can't make it all chicken or eggs. I don't know. So, okay. I'm going to start laying it out. You guys want to talk about what you're going to be doing this Monday coming up.
Reminds you of like the 3-day quick fix. Like in some smaller type way, kind of reminds you of the 3-day quick fix. It's just less, no carbs. It like instead of, kind of reminds me of that.
The 3-day refresh or the
the 3-day quick fix out of the 21-day fix.
Oh, okay. I've never done that before.
Yeah, I've never done it, but I've seen it.
I do.
When we used to get the actual hard copies of stuff, it was like the last 2 pages of the.
Yes, I actually done it. It reminds me of that because that is very limited on what you have as well, and it's all pretty much protein and veggies. And then they allow you, but you get 2 carbs in that one. But so that it kind of reminds me of that one. So you just replace the carbs, but it reminds me of that. So if anybody's ever done it, it kind of reminds me of that.
Well, how does this work? You know, like people that are not on our kind of a program, they just do like no carbs, like at all. They just cut carbs completely. How do they do that for a long term then?
I don't think it's good. No, I don't think it's good. I think it's important to have a balance of everything, you know? I'm just trying this out to try it out to see what happens. But I'm definitely, and she even says it on the program, this is not meant to be done long term, and you can't actually do this. You could, like I say, you only can do it for 3 weeks, and you have to wait 3 months before you can do it again. So yeah, it's not really recommended it's not a lifestyle.
No, because
Yeah.
you need that glucose, and that's when people don't get it and they stay off of carbs for a long time. Their body is just storing. It's not tapping into it because they only tapped in so far. And then your body's depleted of that. Then it's like, well, I'm not going to just give this up. You better start giving me something else. So it's just not long-term sustainable. You need to eat it.
But we do have days that we eat regular food. So let's talk about the regular food portion.
Okay. Yeah, while I'm working, yeah, do that.
We can have like a sidebar conversation if you want to carb depletion, but let's talk about
Okay.
regular recipes and all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
And Karen, you're doing ultimate portion fix, but the regular one, you're not doing the carb cycling, right? You're muted.
Yeah. Hi. I am I'm not doing ultimate portion just because I didn't purchase it, but I was gonna like use you guys as guinea pigs to see how you feel about it, and then I might do it in the future. So I'm gonna continue.
Too is I'm posting. You saw every day I post two posts about like the videos. So even though you don't have the videos to watch, there is some information, and then we're kind of everyone who's following it is responding about what we're doing it, and I post pictures of my workbook as I'm actually working through it. So it does give you a lot of the information without purchasing it.
Yeah, it's been a little tight financially lately, but yeah, so I'm just gonna do the regular containers, and I'm kind of stuck. I don't know what to make this week, so I'm here to kind of brainstorm.
What have you had recently?
Well, I haven't had salads in a while, and I really enjoy them, and like just vegetables in general were kind of crappy during the winter, so I think I'm going to do salads for lunch this week. Breakfast is always tough for me because sometimes I'm really hungry and it doesn't cut it, and then sometimes I'm just like, breakfast, so that one's what I want to focus on for this week, and I work, so it has to be portable.
Have you ever made like egg cups?
I make those a lot, and I like them, but I think I'm kind of burnt on them right now.
Okay.
I was doing like avocado toast last week, and that was good, so I can always fall back on that. But I don't feel like that keeps me through the morning. So
I have a great, awesome recipe. It's that Lori made. It's so filling. It's so good. You take sweet potato and you put it on the bottom of the pan, like a casserole. I have it somewhere in a text. I have to try to find it, but it's like, take sweet potato, you put it on the bottom, you cook it first, and then you like spread it along the bottom of like a 9x12 casserole. Mm-hmm. And then you take any vegetable that you want. So like I've used asparagus, which is really good, or broccoli, or anything you like, and you put that over it, and then you can season it. And I season it a lot, and I like everything but the bagel seasoning, or so any kind of seasoning that you like. And then you just get egg whites, or you could use it with the yolk. It's up to you. So it would just depend on how much of it you use. But if you're doing the egg whites from Trader Joe's, you use 3 of their egg white containers, and you put that on. Or if you use eggs with yolks, you can make that, whisk it up and then put it on top. And you bake it in the oven. It's so good and so filling. And you get a big piece. It's like huge. Like it fills me for hours. So I'm a little jealous.
Georgetta,
I'll try it.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm sorry. It sounds like a frittata, but just with the sweet potato on the bottom.
And that sweet potato, it's so good and filling and sweet, and it goes like if you put salt and the sweet, it's delicious.
Well, I'm being silly here, but I have to ask you: the frittata comes so nicely out of the casserole. When you have the sweet potato on the bottom, is it like mush, or
you spray it? What happens is it's not mush. It's definitely not crispy, not like a crust.
Right.
But, sorry. Why is this ringing? Sorry. Oh, wait. It's my stepmom. But it does stay together. I have to take this. I'll be right back. I'm gonna put myself on mute.
It just doesn't keep like so when you set it up, like you got to make sure it's set. So with the eggs, making sure that you combine it really well with the vegetables, let it set, make sure it firms up before you start cutting into it. And then, but the biggest thing I learned when I made mine, and I'm trying to find the recipe that I used because I wasn't with hers. It was, and this one doesn't have the sweet potato underneath it. It's just the eggs, but you could definitely use the sweet potato. Use parchment paper and spray the parchment paper. So spray it twice. So spray it and then spray the parchment paper on top to make sure it doesn't stick. So you could easily slide out your piece. And that will allow for that you don't lose anything and it's easy to take out, cut, and then be able to portion, but easy to just kind of slide out.
Okay, that's very helpful. Thank you. I'm going to try it.
Where did I find that one?
Karen, have you ever done the overnight oats?
I have, and I like those, but I noticed for whatever reason, weight loss during the week of overnight oats went stagnant on me. And I don't know if it was like maybe too much sugar or something. I just felt like maybe I should focus more on protein in the morning.
That's really good that you're like acknowledging that and recognizing that with your body.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep a journal to kind of gain a sense of when I have a good week and when I don't. So I could weed out potential meals that maybe aren't the best thing for me. Because my weight loss is really, really slow, but if it doesn't do anything, then I have to tweak it, you know? That's kind of how I've been getting to that point.
Basic question, how are you with your water intake? Because I personally see drastic differences if I'm actually hitting my water goals and if I don't.
Water during the week is awesome. The weekend, I fall off. I just don't.
Exactly the same thing. And I can be really great during the week. And I think that it is the structure of work.
Yeah.
I have my breakfast, I have my lunch. I know that I have to have 33 ounces in the morning. I have my container. I have it in the morning water. In the afternoon, I have it. And then I have it when I'm home. Like it's so structured because of work. And on the weekends, so many different things come up and my food is off. My drinking is, my water intake is off. And I could see, like, I could be amazing, on point, like dropping low, dropping a little. I don't really have major weight loss, but I could see, like, I could feel it in my body. Great. And then the weekends come and then I'm like, oh, it goes back up. And then I'm like, okay, now I'm at the starting point again. And then it goes down and I'm good. And then it's again. And that is that like vicious cycle. But I need to for myself then recognize that and realize that I need to stay on some sort of a routine for the weekends, as hard as it is. I'm trying to just get up in the morning, follow the same, drink my water. And this is one thing I wanted to say, that from the 3-day refresh, something that is a world of difference for me that I'm trying to continue to follow since the 3-day refresh is they tell you to wake up in the morning and have 8 to 10 ounces of water and then wait, I think it's like half an hour to an hour before you have anything, even a cup of coffee, anything that you put in your body is what they say to do on the 3-day refresh. So I'm trying to continue to do that, just those little things, because then that like starts your metabolism and then your metabolism is ready by the time you have your first meal. So maybe something like that is something that I'm saying to myself I'm going to try to do during the weekend. Maybe that would be something that would help too.
You know what I found helped with the refresh? Having that cup of tea mid-morning is a little bit more helpful for me too, because sometimes like I feel like I'm hungry even though I'm not really hungry, and making a hot cup of tea really kind of takes the edge off things. That's something that I took away from the 3-day refresh that I think moving forward I'm going to continue doing. And also the vegetable broth, because that's savory and that's something that you don't usually get mid-afternoon, that like I have one in the fridge at work, so I've just been kind of tapping into it when I need it.
So one thing that's really interesting in Ultimate Portion Fix, she talks about how you should be spacing out your meals 2 to 3 hours apart. So what happens is your metabolism is up because you just ate a meal. And for me, I was having breakfast at 9 o'clock and then I was having lunch at 1 o'clock. So that's a big gap during the day that your metabolism, like I said, it goes down from 2 to 3 hours after you eat. So if you're not eating again and keeping it up, like you're having these ups and downs throughout your day with the 3-day refresh because it was so timed out. She was saying in 2 hours have this, in an hour have this, make sure exactly this. Like my days were more timed out. So what I want to start doing is taking that, what she's saying, 2 to 3 hour window, and maybe even have smaller meals and do 5 meals a day. Right now I've been doing, like I said, my breakfast at 9, my lunch, I try to have it a little bit earlier. Now I want to be aware and have a snack. If I'm not eating till 6 o'clock or even later by the time I get home from work, that gap from 1 o'clock lunch to 6 o'clock, that's 5 hours in between. So maybe perhaps breaking up your meals throughout the day into smaller groups. And she said you should be having 2 to 3 containers at once. I'm also very guilty. If I'm only having 3 meals, I'm having, 3 or 4 or 5 containers, whether it be 2 veggies and a protein and this and that. If I'm actually spacing them out more throughout the day, I could be seeing better progress, because then, like I said, you're not having those highs and lows throughout the day.
Okay.
I've never done it. I've always had 3 meals and my shake, 3 meals and my shake. But then maybe I'm just thinking things about how also I can start mixing stuff up just to see different results. And then, like you said, just journaling and seeing what works. I know the 2B mindset, it's really just write everything, log it and see how it works, and log it and see how it works for you. But you have to pay attention to that. If you're not logging it and actually seeing how it goes, then how are you tracking your results,
Carrie, taking a step back, I think you made an important point. Like, I'm at home most of the time. If I go out, I grab a water bottle, but I'm not consistent with keeping track of how much I drink, because I have like a large glass is like a water bottle, and I think I'm drinking a lot. But what I'm going to do is switch to a larger bottle. This way I can monitor the quantity of water that I'm having. It's just a simple little thing, but it might be very helpful. And also on the 2B, with the, I pretty much stick to 3 meals. I don't have snacks. But I remember Alana in the beginning, she was saying about like have Wonder Whip. I maybe should have something. There is a long span between my lunch and my dinner. So maybe I could, make a Wonder Whip or some kind of a mid-afternoon snack. Otherwise, I'm like starving by dinner time. And even though I have a substantial amount, a nice portion for dinner, I'm still hungry. So I'm going to try to do that with a little snack in the afternoon. And I have to go back to the journal logging, because when you think you know it all, it's not so. And like Karen says, the only way you can track and see where where you're doing well or what things are not helping you is by logging on the journal. So I need to go back to that as well.
I like it.
So this comes with a journal too, which I haven't even opened yet because I haven't technically started yet. But I am going to use it because I did find when I did Transform 20, I used his journal religiously, and it helped me so much to see like patterns in my eating and my weight loss, and it was great. So I just wanted to share with you girls really quick. I don't think this is going to be as hard as I thought it was. I mean, I haven't done it yet, but
I'm totally intimidated by it. Totally intimidated. Like I watched the video.
All right. Well, this is maybe to make it easier for you. And I know Kelly wants to start, a new girl in the group. She wants to start the carb cycling, and she's super nervous also. So because we're only getting really 2 food groups, I mean, we get 1 yellow, but for the carb depletion days, all I did was I made a list of like different greens I like and different reds that I like, and then the 1 yellow. And then I'm just going to match them up. So I'm going to make a big thing of spinach, a big thing of broccoli, a big thing of asparagus, and then I have to come up with 1 more vegetable. Haven't thought of that one yet. And then these are the reds that I have. Shakeology will be one of my reds. Salmon I already have in the freezer. Chicken, I'm going to grill up chicken or rotisserie chicken or something. Eggs will be one of my meals. I'm thinking of doing like a turkey chop meat with like, like taco seasoning or something, a healthy taco seasoning or something along those lines. And then turkey slices was another thing I had, like even if I just did roll-ups as a meal. And I'm missing 1 green and 1 red. So if you girls have any ideas, because I'm running out of ideas.
List
What?
zucchini.
Zucchini. Oh, I love zucchini. Thank you.
Because you can mash it up, even if you don't have the spirals. I always like to mash it up with the taco meat, and you kind of make it as like a spaghetti.
Yes, that's perfect. Or I could do spaghetti squash, or I could do zucchini noodles.
Yep.
Right? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I think it might even be easier than doing a lot of recipes, just making a bunch of different staples and then mixing them up.
That's how.
And what are you doing for breakfast?
So I'm thinking about I'll do the eggs and the sweet potato. I think I'm going to eat the sweet potato. I don't know if I should eat it in the breakfast or like lunch. Like I feel like I'm going to need that midday energy. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Test it out.
I'll test it out. One day I'll do it. Maybe I'll do this like a half a sweet potato with some eggs for breakfast. And then I'll have my Shakeology. And I'm not going to put fruit in it, obviously, because I don't get fruit on those days. But I probably will still do like the almond milk since we get teaspoons. We get 5 teaspoons.
And almond milk on the ultimate portion fix is not, she counts it differently.
She does?
Mm-hmm.
I got to look. All right, I'll look. Does it count as a yellow or it doesn't have to be over 8 ounces or something?
Over 8 ounces.
Yeah, I use 6 anyway.
Yeah, so you don't have to count it.
So I'm good. Yeah, okay. Because that's why I do 6 purposely, so I don't have to count it.
Exactly. I don't count it because I use less than what they say.
Yeah.
So it's a freebie.
Yeah, exactly. So because it just makes that Shakeology so much creamier.
Mm-hmm.
And salmon, I definitely love broccoli and salmon together. So I'm probably going to do those 2 together. The chicken, I don't know. You can do anything with the chicken. I was thinking the spinach might go with the chopped turkey, but I like your idea. The zucchini with the chopped turkey and spinach with the chicken, I think I'm going to do.
Well, think about that. You can do that, but you could also say one day instead, so you're not having it the same meals, like the same thing every time because you have so many. Switch it up.
Yeah, I'll mix it up.
I do the way I don't really follow a whole lot of recipes. I'll maybe do one every once in a while. Like for me, I will actually be making lemon chicken.
Oh.
Roasted lemon chicken, and I get like 3 or 4 and I put it in a big baking dish, and I have the recipe that I use.
That's cool.
And it's just garlic, lemon zest, olive oil, and you salt and pepper. Like you put it in and then you put it in the baking dish and you let it roast.
Okay.
The slices of lemons. And then make sure like you just take it out. Like I use a meat thermometer to test out my chicken to make sure it's done perfectly. And if it's just close, take it out anyways, boil it and let it finish cooking. Because that's the only way to get it so it's not overcooked. Because that's chicken sometimes overcooked, so it's super dry.
What do you guys like for proteins? I'm missing one, unless I just double up one of them.
Well, Georgiana, I was going to suggest BJ's has a boneless turkey breast that's really, really good, and they're not too big, so you could make like the warm dinner with it, and then have it. You could chop it up, make it into, put it over your salad. That would be good. Something different.
Yeah, that's a good idea. All right, I don't go to BJ's though. I'm a Costco girl.
Well, I think they have that as well. It's a Purdue one, and it's it comes like seasoned already. I put extra things on it, but it's very lean. There's no fat at all on that.
Oh yeah, no, that's great. Well, that's what I was going to do. Turkey slices from the deli, but a lot of times those have extra sodium and stuff like that. You have to be careful.
Like shrimp.
What is it?
Shrimp.
Shrimp. I think I might even have some.
Because I hate salmon. So Samantha would go.
Oh, I love salmon. I could eat it every day.
I hate fish. I hate seafood, and I live in a city that loves seafood, and I hate seafood.
Ooh, I could do shrimp with the zoodles.
You can do that too.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm excited now, girls. It's a little daunting.
For yours, I also thought of like instead of how you did avocado toast, what if you did like acorn? Like squash, like do like a spaghetti squash or acorn squash, and you put like a mix in it, and then you put the egg on top, like so you kind of like bake a couple of them.
Ooh, that sounds really good. I've never had that before. Like you could even put meat underneath it.
Yeah,
like,
you could put meat.
Like, and you could do like only 1 egg, so you have 1 egg and meat for you.
So like I did mine like because of like I do mine with ground turkey and spinach. So I get another green. So I get a green. I always make sure I get a green in.
Mm-hmm.
You can always add in a different type of veggie that you like that is something that can be easily mushed up to put into the acorn squash and then put it like an egg on top, like a fried egg or something like that on top. It's the only hard part is with the egg, so sometimes I don't have it as portable because I could take mine to work or whatever. So I do it like heated up there.
Right. Now, do you roast the acorn squash before? Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, I bought one of those ceramic egg cookers from Pampered Chef when Georgie had her party. They make the best eggs, and I have it at work, and you just pop it in the microwave. So if you're ever looking for something like that, I highly recommend doing it because it can make poached eggs, it can make over easy.
Here's me and Carrie.
I'm
We're
like,
really
wait, give me more info. I need this now.
Yeah, I'll post pictures of it, and it's kind of like a glorified coffee mug with a lid on it that has like a ventilation cap, but it makes great eggs and they don't stick to it. And I was doing that for a while with the arugula and the sweet potato before, and that was really good. So
You bring like an actual raw egg to like you bring an egg.
we have a full-size fridge in my office, so like I brought a carton of eggs, and I was like, if anybody wants eggs, they could use my egg cooker. And they're like, you're crazy. And I'm like, I have a blender too now that I did the refresh thing because I blend shakes at work.
there.
So yeah.
You go, girl. Yeah,
Thanks.
you're gonna get that.
But yeah, so I definitely think this is a great suggestion. I'm gonna try because I love acorn squash and I never know what to do with it.
Yeah, so that's I've done that, and I did that in the fall because that's when sometimes around here it's a little bit harder to get it.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if anybody likes leek, but I love leek, and that's a really good easy vegetable that is like a very super mild onion flavor that's even milder than green onions, and it's something to go along with like the spinach or the arugula or something that can easily wilt into the stuffing, and that's how.
Oh, it sounds awesome. Cool.
Says we have 10 minutes left on our thing. So FYI.
Mama, what are your food plans? I feel like you always inspire me with your food.
You're so cute, Carrie. I'm going to do the zucchini noodles because I completely forgot about my spiralizer. And I'm going to try to go to BJ's and get the boneless turkey breast so we have a hot meal, and then I can have it for salads and have salads more for lunch. I really didn't have them. I have to watch my greens, so I've been laying low on that, but I think this week I'm going to try, as long as I have a large bowl of salad in the refrigerator already made up. I don't use the iceberg because it browns. I always use the romaine. If I have that salad, I will have it. I'm not just going to go chop up all the vegetables. I just don't do that. So I'm going to make a nice portion and have it in the fridge. And on the lunch salads, I want to have some hard-boiled eggs in there. And I tried the avocado mayo. I bought it last week, and it's really good. So I could use that with the tuna or with make even the egg salad on top of the salad. And for breakfast, I'm going to try the sweet potato with underneath like the frittata, the casserole, like you said, Georgiana. And
I have to get that recipe for you.
Okay. And I would like to do a sloppy Joe. I'm just craving something. We had like a chili. I want to do something different that we have on the nights where I'm into like a later dinner, something very quick. So that would be good for me. The sloppy joes, and I don't mind just having it plain. I don't have to have it on a roll or anything.
I will say my favorite chili ever, and I don't like chili. I'm a person who hates chili. I never ate chili growing up. I'm not a fan. But that Fix8 turkey chili is the best flippin' chili I will ever eat. I won't even eat my mother's. I don't eat it. I found out like something for me, I don't like tomatoes. So I use actually just tomato sauce, like the Hunt's tomato sauce or with low sodium, anything like that, instead of the tomatoes. And it just makes it a little bit more creamy, more of a sloppy Joe than that. It's honestly, it's my favorite.
Made the Fix8 one.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's my favorite.
Sam, if you could, even if you don't have an official recipe, if you could, I've tried the other lemon chicken, but yours might be a little bit different. If you could just post, exactly what you put on there, that would be great. Thank you.
I use it. So the one I use got it from Ina because I'm a huge Ina Garten fan. And I actually use hers, and it is pretty much super clean. The only thing is like they use a little bit of white wine, and I don't always have wine in the house, so I just put more olive oil in it, or something else, or water. And
Or chicken broth. You could add the chicken broth in place of the wine.
Yep, exactly.
Make it more light.
Yep, and I just substitute that in. But yeah, I'll post that. It's super easy.
Okay, thank you.
I don't think Tim would have a problem with opening a bottle of white wine, though, if you needed a little bit of white wine to use.
No, but he's more of a red wine person, so when we open it up, we don't always go through the bottle. So, I mean, I don't really need to have the wine in it to make it more clean. I would just use the chicken broth. It's so flavorful. And even when I steam the vegetables, like we have the broccoli rabe or regular broccoli, I always have the staple, even if I don't have it in the freezer, the fresh chicken broth. If you get from not the College Inn or any of those, they're a little more expensive, and to me they're more salty. I use the store brand of Stop and Shop, and I have that always on hand to just steam the vegetables with that. It makes it a little more flavorful. And my trick with the mashed potatoes, instead of the milk, I've been using the I've been using the chicken broth, and it's really flavorful, really good.
That's great. I bet you vegetable broth would do the same thing too if you were vegan or something. That's awesome.
Yep.
Who is in the group gonna try vegan? I think it was Lily. She's in the group. And I think there's a couple other vegans.
If my friend who I'm trying to get back into it, she's vegan. So she comes in 2 weeks. I can get her that.
That's great. So I'm looking at now how I have to make it on the carb days. The one that the carb depletion, I only have sweet potato. So, I mean, I don't want to have to make like 2 different totally, like I like to still use all the food from the carb depletion day in my carb day, right? So I don't have to make 2 different meal plans. So this is very confusing. I'm just going to add in. Well, I don't get as many proteins. So I'm going to write this out. I'll figure it out. I'll share it with you guys when I'm done.
Confusing and regimented, I don't do well with. That's why I stick with the 2B.
What do you have for dinners, Karen? What are you making for dinners this week?
We usually I do a crock pot at least once a week just because it's easy, and I'm making chili this week, so that's definite. And I'm hoping to grill more, so I have a bunch of like chicken and stuff that we're just going to put out on the grill for protein. I also really like portobello pizzas, so that's just like a portobello mushroom with like sauce, and if you have like ground turkey or some kind of protein you want to put on it with like your shredded mozzarella, and you just put it in the broiler. It's really good. So when my family has pizza, I make that, so I feel kind of like I'm participating.
That sounds delicious. Have you tried the cauliflower crust pizza or no?
I haven't yet. Some of them seem like they're super high in sodium, so I was kind of shying away, but a friend of mine said they had a recipe for it, so I'm waiting for it to see if I can make my own.
Yeah, I had one I got from Trader Joe's. I threw it out. I didn't like it. I made it. Either I did it wrong. I know. Look at Carrie Danielle's face. It was mushy. That's what
I fear.
I must have made it wrong. But here's something interesting from a 2B mindset thing. Egg white pizza crust.
Serious?
I heard great things about it.
Where's the recipe for that?
I don't know. You could probably Google it. I would just put in 2B mindset egg white pizza crust, and it'll probably come up.
Yeah, she did Alana did a video of it. I can post it. I remember she talked about it in the 2B videos, but there was so much information.
Because it comes out thin and crispy.
I've never tried it, but it's literally like just a pan that you just put just a very thin layer of egg whites in it, and then you flip it, I think, and then you just build with your cheeses and whatever you want to put on your, whether it's sauce and cheese.
That actually might be the most.
So it's really just thin egg whites.
I mean, if you think about that, I could have that on my carb depletion day.
Now, what about Susan makes those bagels out of Greek yogurt? And I was almost thinking if there was a way to kind of flatten them out and make almost like a pizza crust, perhaps that could be a different play on it. Because those are so like they do have flour in them, but they're so carby and awesome that like I almost feel like a crust would be really good to build off of, you know?
Totally. Or you can make pizza bagels. The kids will
Yeah.
probably love that.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
They serve them in school.
Because we're going to end more than likely because we have less than a minute.
All right, we have less than a minute. Does anybody have any last thoughts, questions? I'm going to share. I mean, it's kind of sloppy, but I'll share it in the group underneath the post.
And I'll send the recipes. I'll put them. Do you want them in underneath this post, you guys, for the lemon?
Yeah. So Samantha, since you're new to the group, I'll tell you really quick. I'll do a post after we get off the call in the group where it'll say weekly food prep, share your food. And then underneath that, I usually put the recording of this video, and then everybody kind of shares all their stuff that they're going to be doing.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a great week, everyone. Bye.
You too. Bye.